Hey everybody, welcome back to this special security IT safety segment with Bob Stamper. Bob, welcome.
Yep, thanks for having me, Randy. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, so we're going to recap IT security. So go ahead and remind us what we should already be doing from last time.
Absolutely. So last time we talked about 3 or 4 things, and, and the big one is make sure that you have multi-factor authentication enabled.
Yes.
On all of your email accounts and all the services that you use, especially like bank accounts and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then use a password manager and not your browser. That's something I don't think I talked about last time.
I don't think so.
So a lot of people ask about, well, is it okay to use like your Google Chrome or your Edge password manager?
I was telling you that sometimes that pops up.
Oh yeah,
right.
So and a lot of people use it, and that's better than nothing. But the problem is that they don't truly encrypt those passwords. So if you get malware, there's a good probability that all of those passwords stored in your browser could be compromised.
Yeah, and you don't want that.
No, so it's better to use a password manager that's designed specifically for that.
Okay.
And those passwords will be encrypted and inaccessible, even if you do get infected with something.
Okay.
So.
All right. Good. That's good to know.
Yep.
I wonder why that kept popping up.
Yep.
Like it pops up every now and then. I'm real cautious anyway, and I go no.
Yeah. They want you to use it, and again, it is better than nothing.
Sure.
But,
sure.
You know, it's,
in case that does happen.
Yeah.
They could open up a whole new can of worms.
Yeah. So we recommend getting a separate password manager.
Right. And I do remember, when in doubt,
reach out. That's right.
Right.
Yeah. Anytime there's a question, well, is this a legitimate email or communication? Before you do anything or give up any sensitive information, particularly, always reach out to the person who sent it to
call
verify.
the source.
Yep.
Verify the force. Same thing for news.
Yep.
Verify the source,
Absolutely.
people. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
We had a big order come in yesterday, and I knew that it was.
You knew it was
legitimate,
coming, right?
And I still called them because
you still called just in
case.
case.
It's a big number. Let's just make sure.
Let's make sure this is from the appropriate person or organization that it's supposed to be from.
That's right. Yep.
All right. New information. Tell us about elevated privilege. What is that?
Yeah, so when you get a new computer and you sign in for the first time, it automatically sets you up as an administrator on that computer.
Right.
So the problem with that is if you get malware, that malware has the same privileges that the logged in user has.
Right.
And so what we recommend is that after you get your computer set up is you go back into the users and create a new user that's just a standard user account.
Okay.
That's the one you want to log in and use when you're just working on the computer.
Okay, gotcha.
And that way, if you do download something gets on that computer, it's only going to have the privileges that the standard user has.
Not the admin password information.
Yep, absolutely. And it's a little bit of a hassle. Sometimes if you install programs or something, it'll ask you for that admin login.
Okay.
You just keep that handy so that you can enter it, but it's usually just one click and it goes away. So.
Okay, excellent. Good point.
Absolutely.
Antivirus software.
You got to have it on your computers. We've been taught. Everybody knows that, but people still they don't do it or they don't keep it up to date.
They don't keep it up to date.
So you want to make sure you have it on there. And the entire industry now is moving toward what we call EDR.
Okay, tell us what EDR is.
EDR stands for Enhanced Detection and Response.
Okay.
And it uses AI technology to detect anomalies and suspicious activity on the computer.
Okay.
So even if it's not a known threat, it can still detect something software that's trying to do things that it shouldn't.
Right.
And it can roll back the changes that software has made with 1 or 2 clicks. So it's the next-gen modern antivirus that everybody's going with.
EDR. Okay. Now, let me ask you about the automated, talking about antivirus, things that come with Microsoft, with Windows and stuff. Those things are automatically loaded onto the computer. Good or no?
Windows Defender is what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Right.
So that's actually it is a viable alternative for a home user.
Okay.
If you're in business, Windows Defender is good, but you want to get the paid version.
You want to get better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
you pay for their version, and they actually have it's close to EDR.
Okay.
If
got
you do the
technology.
paid version.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Good. Okay. That's good to know. And updates, very important.
Always keep your computer up to date, not only Windows, but also other software programs that you're using. If you're using Adobe, Microsoft Office, all those things, check for updates and install those updates regularly.
Okay.
And then if you're in business and you're managing a lot of computers, you want to have some type of service. We call that patch management.
Okay.
And so it's usually just an application that checks for updates and installs them automatically.
Okay. Because I know sometimes when I go to put the computer to sleep or shut down or things, it'll say you want to start and update, you want to
Mm-hmm.
update and restart, or
Yep.
update and shut down. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay,
so
good.
do that, and you can also go straight to settings and have
Okay.
it check for updates.
Excellent.
Manually
Okay.
as well. So-
Now, what about browser updates? I notice in the upper right-hand corner sometimes that pops up.
Mhm.
Update your browser.
I would recommend doing it
Doing
as soon
that
as
as
possible.
well? Okay,
Yep.
okay, excellent. Okay,
Yeah, because
fantastic.
most of the time it could be a security update.
It could
Sometimes
be.
it's just feature enhancements.
It's just
those
feature
kind of
enhancements,
things,
or
but
you don't know, right?
Yeah, you just
Okay.
don't know unless you look it up and see what they're publishing. So-
Okay, cyber insurance, Bob.
So,
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so cybersecurity insurance has been a huge topic for the last few years.
Okay.
It was very popular, as we
Yes,
talked about a few minutes
absolutely,
ago,
right.
when it first came out, because it was very, very profitable for the insurance companies.
Yes.
The problem is that more and more companies have been breached and submitting claims.
Making claims, right?
Yep. So, and they initially they were paying those claims.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the big companies got out of it, but because it just wasn't profitable
Sure,
anymore.
sure.
But we really encourage all businesses to get cybersecurity insurance.
Okay.
And then for home users, you'll want to look into like identity theft protection.
Yeah, right.
And you can get
Absolutely.
LifeLock and those,
LifeLock and things like that.
Lots of
Okay.
different providers for that.
Okay.
So, but what we found is that 60% of the cybersecurity insurance claims are not paid or underpaid. And the reason is when people fill out that application, it says,
just
do
go
you have,
through pretty quick.
It says, do you have EDR? And they check it off. Do you have, backup disaster
Right.
recovery? Yes, we do. And many times they don't. And so
They
the
just do it to
insurance-
check the box.
Exactly. And
Right.
so now the insurance companies are becoming more and more strict about that. So if you're not doing everything that you said you were doing on that application,
Right, right.
you're very likely going to get denied
Right.
if you have a breach, and you
Okay.
don't want to have to deal with that because then you spend all that money on the insurance.
Yes.
And you're not going to get compensated for it if you
Right.
have a major incident.
And you
So-
also talked about the percentage of businesses shut down if this happens too.
Oh yeah, 60%.
Which is kinda scary.
Again, 60%.
Wow.
Of businesses that have a major breach close the doors within 6 months.
Wow.
They're completely out of
That's
business.
a big hack.
Yep. So we're on a mission.
Yes.
At Isafe to keep
stop
that from
that.
happening.
Right.
Yep. To our
Okay.
local businesses. So we actually have a special offer regarding
Okay,
the
yes, tell us about that.
cybersecurity insurance.
Okay.
If you have a policy now, we'll take a look at that for you and work with your agent. We'll ask you to make that introduction
Sure,
to your
sure.
whoever sold it to you.
Sure.
And go through the application and the policy and
Okay.
make sure that you're doing those things
Correctly.
correctly, so
Right,
that
okay.
if you do have an incident, you will get paid. So
Now, do you have a referral list of folks that sell that kind of insurance?
I don't handy,
Okay,
but we
okay.
do have a couple of providers that we work
That you
with.
do
If
work with,
If
okay.
you don't have a
If you
policy
don't have
now,
it currently,
we
okay.
can send you to
Okay.
a couple of contacts. That we have,
Excellent.
so.
That's fantastic. Now,
Yeah.
off subject a little bit, but I notice on social media, as well as some of the Facebook pages I operate, I get these things in my email and in my messages from Facebook that says somebody has requested a new user password. Click
Mm-hmm.
here to authenticate. I'm always leery of that because I didn't request anything and no one
Mm-hmm.
else has access to my pages,
Yeah.
as well as email, and you'll get them in your message.
Mm-hmm.
Their messages as well. Hey,
Yeah.
somebody's
Mm-hmm.
somebody's done the security thing. Click this link. Don't. Right?
Absolutely don't.
Okay, good.
So if you didn't request that password, don't click on anything in the message. Now the interesting thing is we received one at the office just the other day.
I was going to say I receive them, but yeah,
And we
it seems like
verified
came
the
in
links.
phases.
Yeah, it does. Everything comes in
okay,
cycles.
right.
So, but we verified that the link actually went to Facebook.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I think how they may be trying to. I'm not really sure how they're going to execute the hack.
yes, absolutely.
But it seems like what they may be doing is just going to the login and clicking forgot password.
Exactly.
And
And that's what
pressing the
what
password.
happens,
Yeah.
right? Well, and I notice some of the links. I'm like you. I look at them and I go, it just looks odd. And
Yeah.
then you start seeing the great thing about social media is people are, when something happens, they'll talk about it too. And like,
yeah.
okay, so everybody can't be talking about this,
Right,
And so
yeah.
something's not right when everybody, because it's
Right.
sort of like group mentality of like, well, this is happening again. So
Mhm.
obviously something's wrong. It's like friend requests from people that you're already friends with.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like, I don't think this
Yeah.
is correct.
You just have to ignore them. Yeah.
All right. So for more information, where can everybody go? Get your services, use your services.
Absolutely. So go to isafecomplete.com
Okay.
and reach out to us by phone if you'd like, 859-200-0428. Or you can send us an email at info@isafecomplete.com.
And you'll be happy to sit down, set up an appointment, and advise people and talk to people about their security
Yes,
information
absolutely.
that they need for their business too,
Absolutely.
or organization.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
and we'll review that cyber insurance policy
Yes,
as
excellent.
well to make sure that that's every box is checked so that you can
Yes.
get
Do it correctly so you'll
Yep.
be reimbursed.
yep. So the claim is paid if you do have
Absolutely.
major issues.
All right. Thanks, Bob, for coming in.
thanks for having me, Randy.
All right. isafecomplete.com, folks. Check them out, your IT security experts. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.